up, everybody? Welcome to Sixers Postgame Live, talking top takeaways, reaction, player of the game, and more. Sixers get the L in this one, 122 to 119 in overtime to the Cleveland Cavaliers. Joining me, he is Mitch Kofsky. Give him a follow on Twitter at Mitch Kofsky. What's up, Mitch?
Where do I even begin? That's all I got to say. Where do I even begin? Like, Tobias Harris, okay. I mean, nothing really. Like, terrible game. I got nothing to say.
Yeah, this game started ugly and sloppy from the jump. There's not a lot to like here. I mean, Maxey was 0 points in the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
He did kind of show out in the second quarter. But my issues, aside from offense, and there are a lot of issues on offense, was the defense. The defense was god-awful for pretty much the entire duration of this basketball game, especially on the perimeter. Let's look at the stats real quick. The Sixers or the Cleveland Cavaliers shot nearly 49% from the floor in this one. But I thought the Sixers just played like they were in cruise control. Kind of like that Boston Celtics game. When you have Donovan Mitchell out in this one, there is zero excuse for you to show this bullshit effort on the court. The Sixers just went through the motions in this one, and that's not good enough. It's not good enough, Mitch.
It definitely wasn't. I mean, I don't know what I was watching. This is not the hustle. This is not the team that I love so far. This was completely different. I actually think they overlooked them for the not Patriots, for the Pelicans game tomorrow.
Yeah,
because we have a back-to-back.
Timberwolves. They play Timberwolves.
Oh,
right?
It's Timberwolves? I thought it was the Pelicans.
I could be wrong.
I'm looking.
As I usually am. But yeah, like just talking about the defense, I just thought the perimeter defense overall was horrible. The drop coverage got killed consistently. The zone defense was horrible. There's just no intensity, man. No intensity. And I compared it to like the Boston Celtics game when you didn't have some of their main guys out. It was bad. It was bad from top to bottom. Just the overall energy. Let's get into Tyrese Maxey in this one. Maxey was 11 of 28 from the field. He did have 30 points. He did have only one turnover, but he did shoot 3 of 12 from three-point range, 6 assists, a steal, 4 boards. It was kind of an inefficient night, which we're not really used to by Tyrese Maxey. That last shot, off-balance three-pointer he had in the fourth quarter at the end was not great, even though he did really have a very good fourth quarter. What were your thoughts on Tyrese Maxey?
Just the shot selection at the end, man. I mean, just hiking up threes. I don't know what that was, like, at all. I mean, just a terrible in the clutch for Maxey. And in the beginning, not doing anything. I just don't know, man. I don't know.
Yeah, it was not my favorite Tyrese Maxey game. No doubt. Let me get the shot chart up. I'm working on it. 3, 2, 1. There it is. A lot of red in this one, guys. If you're watching us live, please be sure to comment your thoughts on this one. Again, it's just one game. The Sixers do roll on to 10-4 on the season, but I thought he abnormally didn't finish well around the rim. I thought you look at like beyond the paint, 3 of 14. The shot just was not dropping for Tyrese Maxey in this one. Even though I think Maxey and Embiid combined for 22 points in the fourth quarter. So we got to give them a shout out. I just did not like the effort. I did not like the effort whatsoever. Rudy Poo says Embiid is 7'2". He will always be fake Kobe. Can't score one-on-one against Tristan Thompson, man. Is Tristan Thompson the new Al Horford? That's my question, because I don't understand what the hell was going on there. He looked like the Al Horford of the past, man. Celtics lost to, yeah, I mean, it happens. It happens. Thanks for joining, Chad. Thank you so much. Guys, give this video a like if you hate the Cleveland Cavaliers, but just in general, a bad performance overall by the Sixers. An inefficient night by not only the refs, but Tyrese Maxey as well. The other guy I want to really touch quick on is Pat Beverly.
Go
Pat
for it.
Beverly is the weirdest player in Philadelphia sports right now. Pat Beverly finished the game. He had, let me pull it up real quick. Pat Beverly had 2 points. He had his first field goal after pump faking like 2 or 3 times in clutch time, hit a big shot. I don't remember if it gave him the lead or tied the game, but he just gives me vibes of PJ Tucker. They're essentially playing 4-on-5 when he's on the court. But then you watch the fourth quarter, he has a block, he has a big bucket. You know, he's kind of making plays. I love his energy, but he's a guy that I've been like in and out on in a weird way. What's your thoughts on Pat Bev?
I just don't know. Is he trying to be like like a Draymond Green role for point guards? Which that's what I feel like it is. I mean, he's not shooting, he's not attacking, he's doing everything that Draymond Green does. That's what I take from it.
Yeah. He's a guy that I really loved watching at the start of the season. Then I kind of lost interest, and then we got a lot of Pat Bev here in this one. Beverly played 21 minutes compared to Jaden Springer's 7. But then again, Pat Bev was a plus 11. Again, that's not the end-all be-all of stats. But here we are. Rudy Poo says Embiid has a loser mentality. He's one of the softest 7'2" players of all time. Had a really bad game. Really bad game. Embiid finished with 32 points in this one and 13 points. But I just didn't like the approach. We need Oubre. Absolutely, man. Rudy Poo says Embiid lost that game in regulation. Steven says, I just don't get the play calling of ISO Harden ball when it's not our game this year. I hated that play call where they just kind of ISO'd the last shot to Embiid, like from 18 feet. No, like he clearly didn't have it. No, I didn't like that play call whatsoever. Bench only had 16 points. Mitch, do we overrate this bench? I know Kelly Oubre is not in his pretty much designated role, but looking at the bench tonight, they had 16 points. Rocco with 3. Daniel House had 7 in some big moments. Paul Reed continues to rebound the hell out of the ball, and then Jaden Springer with the not the best game he's had over the last stretch of few games. But what's your thoughts on the bench?
So when it came to the bench, right, for me, it's just like we have the pieces, it's just not connecting for some reason. Like Covington is there, Batum is in the starting lineup. Once we get Oubre back, I want Oubre to come off the bench.
Yeah.
So
that's really it, is they don't have anybody to create off the ball. When Maxey's on the bench, it's so blatantly obvious that the team, you know, in Maxey-less lineups has no one that can create offense. So that's the argument against like an OG Anunoby, right? Is they just do not have that whatsoever. Melton is way better off ball, being a 3-and-D guard. He shot 1 of 6, but he did have a really sick one-handed putback slam. That was pretty legit. I can't believe he did that. Sixers gonna Sixer. Go Buckeyes, man. Saturday, man. That's going to be a great game. Michigan versus Ohio State this weekend.
Oh, my God. I don't want to talk about that right now.
And be just a very aggravating player to watch. He really shrunk the 6'5" in the clutch. Springer is better against bigger guards. And hashtag blame Mitch. Oh, my God. You're getting blamed, man. Garland with 32, big game for him. He's a stud, man.
Yeah.
He's a straight stud. Any thoughts on Garland?
Garland, I love. I love him. He's
All right.
such a great underrated guard. No one talks about him really.
Watch your mouth, Tyler.
Uh,
My man Steven's a big Michigan fan.
there you
Even though
go.
I think Ohio State's going to get the W. I do.
I don't
That's
even
just
want to talk about that right now.
I just got done right before this doing a Michigan versus Ohio State preview.
I'll
So
watch that.
that'll drop at 5:00 tomorrow.
Yeah.
So first half defense was horrendous. I like the comeback, just fell too short. I felt like the perimeter defense was horrendous in the first half. Again, I'm just going off the cuff here. But then the interior defense was just as bad in the second half.
Yeah.
You know, Embiid was facing foul trouble. Like the Cavaliers were just getting whatever they wanted. Pick and roll, alley-oops, layups, again and again and again. It was a really frustrating game in many respects. Garland had ham hands, missed 3 or 4 floaters down the stretch. He did. And the Sixers had chances. They just missed wide open shot, missed opportunities over and over and over again. Credit to Tobias Harris, who I normally kill on these post-game shows. He did have a couple big buckets down the stretch and another 23-point performance. And B's drop coverage was the reason for this loss. I touched on that at the start of the show. It was bad. It was really bad. Gave up way too many shots and dunks in the paint. I absolutely agree. Any other takeaways before we get to player of the game?
I don't even know who to pick for player of the game.
I know. This is going to be a struggle.
I might even pick Niang. Can I pick someone for the Cavs?
This is our first time in this territory. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there.
So far, I got nothing.
Embiid drop coverage makes me hate basketball. He shows no effort. That's the vibe. That's the vibe you got right from that Boston Celtics game where you had no Jaylen Brown, or was it Tatum? I think it was Jaylen Brown and someone else. And the Sixers come out with the same level of lethargic bullshit energy that there's just no sense of urgency, no intensity on either end of the basketball, missing shots. Really frustrating game from start to finish. Even though they kind of made it a game at the end, it was really all game that we saw. Hope Oubre comes back soon. There are some positive reports that he's closer to returning than later. Korkmaz didn't play. Man. That's great. All right, you better not pick Cov for MVP, Mitch.
I don't know who to pick.
Oh, pick a Cav. I thought I said Cov. All right.
I thought it was Covington.
All right, let's roll on to player of the game. All right, this is the time of the show where we pick player of the game. We're kind of in new territory here. The Sixers generally have played very well, very good basketball up until this point. Let's get some comments real quick, Mitch, before I throw it to you. Rudy Poo says Embiid's drop was all the way down the paint while Melton was getting pancaked. Donovan Mitchell for MVP didn't even play. That's the problem. I blame the crappy courts. Steven says they have played intense defense for most of the season. Absolutely, this happens. It's okay. In the grand scheme of things, no one's panicking here. The Sixers will be fine. It was just a dud today. Cavs are missing their top player. Yep. Tobias did. I mean, I'm going to go Tobias Harris. He did hit a couple big threes. I think he hit a three that gave them a lead late in the game as well. So I'm going to roll with Tobias for stepping up. But anyway, I can't go with Maxey, who had 30 points and 28 shots. I can't go with Embiid, who had 6 turnovers and just played very lethargic defense. Give me Tobias. Who are you going with?
Oh my living God. I don't know. You know what? Give me Mountain.
You're going Mount?
D'Anthony Mountain had some. He has nice dunks. He had nice dunks. That putback. Yeah, I'm going with Mountain.
That putback was pretty sick, man. I was doing a show. I was doing Birds of the Round Table at the time, and I remember like freaking out at that moment. It was pretty great. Anthony says this game was disgusting. Steven says better than lapsing every other night under Glenn Rivers. Blaze picks Tobias. He didn't close out well or defend good in the first half, so he'll be the MVP by default. I don't know, man. I didn't like what I saw. I didn't like what I saw from Embiid. He's got to be better. He's got to be better. He's the MVP. Cavs are good. Don't understand why people underestimate. It's because they're missing their best player.
Yeah.
They did not have their best player on the court, and the Sixers just saw that and took them way too lightly, and it seems like they were never able to adjust. Lazy, absolutely. Not a big Mitchell fan. Most of his success can come at the expense of the rest of the team. And there's been some rumors about Mitchell to the Sixers, and Donovan Mitchell.
Oh my God! No.
And I've been absolutely against that idea. No way. No, we don't need another ball dominant guard to pair with Tyrese.
No.
All right. You went with Melton. Let's roll on to our grades for today.
Don't you give me sweetness and light for my restless mind. Please give me a way to escape this world gone astray. You could give me a little peace of mind in these troubled times.
Oh boy, this is where we get in the grades. And in general, the Sixers have been trending really well. They started with a Bucks performance of a 78, and they've been, other than the Celtics game, an 85 or higher every game this season, which is a credit to Nick Nurse. So I feel like that's going to stop tonight. Rudy Boo says, I'm not going to lie, that was peak elimination game. Embiid just had a bad day. He will bounce back. No doubt about it, man.
I'm not worried.
The shot was just not falling tonight for Embiid, man. It was there, just rimming out from the elbow. Mitch, how would you grade tonight's performance? And guys, watching us live,
I'm going to give it a C-.
C minus?
Yeah, I'm going to give it a C-. There was no heart at all until the end. There was no heart until the very end. I'm going C-.
I'm going to go with that. Let's roll with a 70.
Yeah, that's perfect.
70. You did see Maxey kind of showcase some scoring
at the end,
quarter and overtime. But are our expectations for this Sixers team getting out of hand?
I don't know. It's still early in the season.
It is.
It's still early. I can't say that.
We're expecting this team to be clicking on all cylinders all the time. And I hope we don't fall into that trap. I try to keep a neutral point of view with all of my teams. But no Donovan Mitchell, just like that Boston Celtics game, to look that flat, to look that lethargic on both ends, it's not good enough. Teams will not shoot well. Who did the Celtics just lose to? I think they just lost to the Hornets or something?
Yeah, it happens.
It happens. It happens. Yeah. Chad says B-.
That's too nice.
Anthony says F, no hustle, heart, too much laziness. I don't care about playing. We really need Kelly Oubre to get back on this freaking court, man.
It's just crazy. I'm gonna make a video about that tomorrow.
Nice. All right. That wraps it up, man. Just a quick, easy post-game show tonight. No reason to go in depth. Let's just throw that one out the window. Move on to tomorrow night against the T-Wolves.
T-Wolves, yeah.
This is D for play, better defense. Mitch, plugs, final thoughts on tonight.
It's just one game, guys. I'm not gonna put too much into this. Just that's basically it. Timberwolves tomorrow. You can find me on Edge of Philly Sports, Fly Like an Eagle podcast, 12:30 this Saturday, this Thursday. I already recorded it. Hardcore Sports, and that's it. Yeah, Mitch Kofsky on YouTube and Twitter.
Mitch Kofsky at Mitch Kofsky on Twitter. Also, go check out Hardcore Sports Network, man, for everything. You are allowed to get fired up. Spurs 9-1, Sixers 10-4, Flyers 5-0. What's Flyers? I don't even know what that is. But anyway, I just got done doing 3 shows, so
yeah.
I'm kind of exhausted.
I'm done too. Yeah.
But yeah, Eagles got the W. Win is a win.
Yeah.
Pat is probably going to ape. No. Big picture wise, it's okay. The Sixers are going to be okay. Let's not hit the panic button, as we have seen weirdly over the last week when the Sixers lose. They're 10-4. The Sixers will be fine.
I'm not worried.
Will be fine. I'm not worried at all. We just need to get Oubre back to kind of balance things out just a little bit, which I think we saw tonight. Because I think his energy and scoring and spark would have been a big help in this one. So, guys, I will be joining Kelly Greenhour. We have a weird show, weird schedule this week.
Thanksgiving,
I've already done 6 shows this week.
Yeah, I've done a lot.
Tomorrow, I will be joining Kelly Greenhour at 10 a.m. to talk Eagles versus Chiefs. At noon, we will be breaking down with my man Ryan Reese, breaking down our top 10 edge rushers in the 2024 NFL Draft pre-combine. Some fun names there, some projects, some tools, guys. If you like toolsy edge rushers, that will be the show for you. We'll get into all of it, and of course, at 5 o'clock, my BGN radio show will be breaking down week 13 of college football, talking top Eagles draft targets of the week, player of the week predictions, and a Michigan versus Ohio State preview. That will go live at 5 o'clock as well. Rant like Philly halftime.
No.
We're not doing that.
Nah, let's just wrap it up, man.
Good. Here's Mitch Kofsky. At Mitch Kofsky, I'm Dobbs. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night. Sixers get the L. It's okay. Everything will be okay.
Everything's fine, guys.
Everyone, if you're traveling tomorrow for Thanksgiving, safe travels. Be safe out there. And hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for Postgame Live. For Mitch, for myself, stay awesome, everyone.